three. 1, 2, 3. We back again. All right.
Yee.
All right. Now is my voice a lot? Now my voice is a lot better, guys. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Way
Yeah.
better.
All right. Like I said, I had to turn down my volume a little bit, teeny bit there because it was all the way up. You know. So So what do you guys have to say about Justin Bailey leaving Monetize This?
I don't really watch a lot of Joe's content lately, but this is new news to me.
Yeah,
I've heard about it.
I was surprised myself. He posted on Twitter after he left, after that thing, that little verbal throwdown with Scott that Friday night. I was like, "Are you serious?" I was like, "What?" Because JB really adds a lot to that show. He was like one of the fierce fires behind that whole program, and it's like this past Friday when it was good, but it could be better actually. And I love Monetize This to death. It's like one of my favorite shows on a Friday night. I love it because Joe and the crew bring the party to you when you have no place to go on that night. So
has Justin won the Monetize This championship yet?
No, he hasn't. He never did. Probably so far.
Oh, I think I know the reason why he left Monetize This, because he wasn't champion.
No, no, probably, but
I'm just joking.
I know he said on a Corrupted pre-show before the Corrupted podcast, that he was just because they said that the show's becoming a clusterfuck, and because of all the, I guess it was the issues they had with Scott, probably caused him to leave the show. But you think he'll be back?
I think he'll be back. It's just that he's just getting away from all the drama that has happened with Scott and anything else that happened in his life.
I think he should return because he adds a lot of flavor to that show. He has a lot of flavor, He knows how to throw back, especially when him and Tommy go at it a few times. A couple.
I know that I've hit Ken's shows or his Insomniac show twice.
Yeah.
But I never got a chance to call into Joe's shows, like the reviews or Monetize This.
I don't really watch the Raw and SmackDown reviews. I don't really watch those because most of the time I either at work or doing something else. And plus, I'm not really watching Raw and SmackDown that much. Man, it's not the same as what it used to be, guys. I'm sorry, the WWE needs a big boot in the ass.
They need to kill off Vince for good and give it all to Triple H.
Well, yeah. They also need to stop focusing on Roman Reigns 24/7. Because that's the main thing. It's like they're trying to shove Roman Reigns down our throats. Like, you must accept Roman Reigns as your new WWE spokesman. John Cena's on his way out. He's overdone. We must have Roman Reigns. He's a descendant. He's so Roman descendant. He's a relative of The Rock. And it's like, come on, people.
But it's not his fault that he's the face of things getting shoved down our throats.
I know.
He's a pretty good competitor in the ring, but his promo work is getting better. But Vince needs to just focus on like Seth Rollins or Braun Strowman
and Ronda Rousey. I mean, they got Ronda Rousey, and they need to focus on her as well, build her up.
On Seth, it makes the universe change.
I do know one thing. They need to come up with some better promos out in the middle of the ring where they when they face each other. Like I remember one time watching Stephanie McMahon when she was part of the Authority, talking to John Cena saying, "You're a loser. No one's by your side. No one this." And then John Cena comes to say this thing like, "Well, guess what? I am a fighter. I will never give up." Like, come on, that's fucking cheesy, man. Say something like, "Yeah, come on. Why don't you just tell, hey, Steph, check your boobs." Check the silicone in your boobs, okay? Because I think they're about to leak out of your ass.
Oh my god.
Something like that. Give us some pipe bombs once in a while, man. Give us something to shock us. Give us something. Maybe they need to start cursing a little bit, not full blown cursing, like say, like maybe an S bomb here and there. Give us a break. Hello?
Me? Yeah. I'm still here.
All right, that's good.
Yeah, somehow my headset or something got fucked up and I couldn't hear you guys.
All right, that's good. All right. All right, it's
Mainly,
Now we're back
I'm
on.
just being.
That's good.
I'm just being silent.
All right. All right. Oh man. So.
What were you saying?
Me? I was saying. Well, maybe see. I was talking about what the WWE needs to do. First of all, here's someone else you can concentrate on. Braun Strowman, what they call the monster among men. Yeah, they can make him they can make him a force to reckon with. They can have let's say him starting stuff with let's say who's the number one heel up there right now?
It would be can't really remember who's the number one heel.
Mainly, I don't care.
Kevin Owens.
Seth who again? Seth the Miz.
Kevin Owens.
I'm thinking the Miz, but I think the Miz is now. I think the Miz is now on SmackDown, and
Miz is on SmackDown, but we're talking about Raw.
I know.
Right?
Yeah, I was gonna say Braun Strowman is affiliated with Raw, and the Miz is in. But better yet, how about the Miz or try to do something to Strowman and have Strowman go after those guys? But then again, I think he already did. Yeah, something like that. I think he already did. With those instruments at one time that was laid out.
Well, the Mr. Traj is calling themselves now the B team because
The B team.
they're the quote-unquote best team.
Ah,
yeah.
I see.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, I really
because
don't care
Miz
for.
went to SmackDown and they're on their own storyline of trying to be the best tag team.
I really don't care for SmackDown and Raw. Mainly, I only watch WWE. Well, I mainly watch wrestling with my dad, and that's it up. But when my grandpa was here, he literally forced us to watch SmackDown and Raw.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
Big
What about NXT?
I've never really seen any NXT because we don't have the WWE network, and I'm still trying to find where I can find Ring of Honor. I was told it was on Access TV. I was checking the cable guide on the TV there when I could find when somehow I could find Ring of Honor because I heard some good things about that, or New Japan. I've heard a lot of good shit about that over there.
Well, I've seen like reruns or newer episodes or tapings of Ring of Honor on Fox.
Yeah, really. And by the way, I've also heard that WWE is going to be moving to Fox pretty soon.
Which is only SmackDown Live because they had a contract for Raw to stay on USA.
Oh yeah,
which, thank goodness for SmackDown, because I would really hate to see wrestling.
Which, by the way, SmackDown, Dave. Well, no, it didn't SmackDown. It started out on the UPN network. I remember. I was going to say, SmackDown started out back in '99 on the Fox network. And I was like, wait a minute, I was wrong. It started on when it was called the UPN network back then, before it became CW. Yeah. It was like the first primetime wrestling program in a long while. The only primetime wrestling show I remember was NWA World Championship Wrestling back on the Superstation back in the 80s. And that was around 6 or 7 p.m. back in the Michigan time. You ever watch any of that, guys?
Well, I started watching wrestling between 2012 and 13. So it would be between WrestleMania 28 and 29 that I started watching WWE.
Hell, me and my dad went to Cobo Arena to check out the first WrestleMania. It was closed circuit TV broadcasted from Madison Square Garden at the Cobo Arena. It was in 1985, and the following year when they had WrestleMania 2, me and Dad went again to the Joe Louis Arena. And the way they set it up this time, they had a screen on each end, and a whole set of chairs facing the screen, like kind of divided in a way. Yeah. And of course, remember WrestleMania 3 being at the Pontiac Silverdome in Michigan the following year, 1987. That was one of the massive turns out there. It was a record-breaking, because Hulk Hogan was taking on his then former friend Andre the Giant, who just turned heel. So, yeah. Massive, and it still stands as one of the biggest. I think that's when at the same time pay-per-view was becoming a thing, because back then they were saying it was closed circuit TV and on pay-per-view, Gosh.
Like a few weeks ago on Twitter, I saw a video of Dean Ambrose pre-Shield on the Florida Championship Wrestling brand. And his promo was really good, and I think it was towards like Booker T or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
By the way, did I mention that I miss seeing Dean Ambrose?
Yeah, I think he's injured right out now. I don't know how bad.
Yeah, he's currently injured, but I don't know when he's gonna come back. But he'll probably be cleared pretty soon.
Yeah, hopefully so, because I know my sister, what she sees, she's like, I don't like him. He looks like a grease ball. But then again, they slick their hair back. That's how they usually do it. Give it that rough and rugged look. They always have.
So more in a sense, I'm kind of like Dean Ambrose because I'm off the collar, crazy sometimes, but chill most of the time.
You're not crazy.
You're not crazy, dude. Yeah, she's right.
Well,
I'm crazy.
Acting wise, I'm not. Well, acting wise, I am crazy, but as a normal person, I'm not.
You're not crazy at all. Because everybody else is crazy.
I'm crazy.
It's actually in a good way. At least you're crazy in your own. But at least you're also your own individual. In a world full of sheep.
That I didn't have the trigger word crazy, or I would freak out like AJ Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that would be fun to kick somebody's ass if they call me crazy.
Mainly, I've actually done that before because I was like really pissed off that day.
If someone would say, there's this guy that I can't stand at work. He's one of the servers. He's one of those young 16-year-old punk dudes with an attitude. You know, there was a couple times I almost got into it with him. Like,
what do you want, man? What do you want?
I was gonna go out. You want crazy? I'll show you crazy. Come at me, bro.
And he's taking off his shirt and beating his chest.
Oh, Lord.
Why put my foot in his nuts?
Literally, I've witnessed someone like taking off their shirt and beating their chest for a fight. I'm just like, motherfucker, really?
I've seen that a few times.
Yeah. It's like they're acting like a monkey.
I know, they're trying to look tough. I've seen many fights before. There was a lot of fights at a place called Harpo's Concert Theater back in the day. It was in dead center of Detroit. It was by Chalmers Avenue by I-94, and there was a lot of fights between the black guy and the black guys outside and some of the white people inside because it was a rock and roll place. They had a lot of heavy metal bands up there. I remember then seeing Heaven's Wish, Seduce, and other groups play there. Trash Brats. And a lot of people, a lot of the black guys out there waiting outside would try to fuck with the people outside. You know, like, who would try to fuck? Who you dress like that? Who the fuck are you? What's in your wallet? Yeah, that kind of bullshit. And there were a few fights breaking out. One time I was on a date and we were walking in there. It was already a fight outside between two chicks.
Wow.
Right before we...
Cat fight!
Yeah. One time, there was one time, you know, on the very same night, I swear, after the place was closing down, we're waiting until it's time, you know, they get to the car because the traffic was backed up and shit. There was this guy yelling at this girl because the girl had rammed into the guy's car from behind. And it's like, well, why did you do this? Why didn't you see me? And blah, blah. And all of a sudden, he sees this guy with a mustache standing there, almost stoned. You got something to say? Well, boom! Knocks the guy right down to the ground. And the guy didn't even get. And the guy that got knocked down didn't even get up. Son of a bitch. I was like, damn. I was holy cow. And the guys and the same guy who did that was like, you know, calling a bitch, you know. For a while, a lot of people didn't really stop to going there for a long while. For about a couple of months. It was really bad. I went there one time during that to check out a band called the Meanies, and there was hardly anybody there. People were avoiding that because of all the fighting and bullshit and the tension there. Slowly it got itself.
I've been in many fights. I've been in many fights because of like the way I act and stuff like that, and guys being an asshole. But guys being assholes to me.
Yeah.
So I know what it's like to fight.
Yeah. So. It's been a while since I had a brawl. The last one I had was with my girlfriend's, now ex-girlfriend's son because he was disrespecting her. And it's like he was telling her off. I was like, "Hey, respect your mother, respect your elders." And he was like, "Don't get out of my face, get out of my face." And we just kind of got into it. And that was in 2012. You know, we made up a couple of days later. You know, because we didn't. But after we apologized to each other, I just said, "Hey, be nice to your mother." You know, he was one of those cats with some issues of his own. You know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There was one time
because sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead, Dan.
Because you only have one set of parents. Because you just gotta have to cherish what you have. Because one day your mom's going to die of cancer, or your dad's gonna die in a car crash, or your sister's gonna die of childbirth, or whatever. You have to cherish everybody that you have because maybe the next day they're not going to be there.
Yeah. Yeah. I miss my mom and dad. I miss him.
Mainly, I know what it's like to lose someone to cancer. My grandpa died of cancer, and it's just,
Wow.
it's hard to deal with.
How about losing a loved one to suicide?
Mainly, my uncle kind of did that because he drank a lot and stuff like that, and he died because of it. So, kind of.
Because I know in 2001, my girlfriend of over 3 years, Nancy, ended her life. She had some mental issues, and basically, she OD'd on a bunch of sleeping pills. And it took me a long time to, believe it or not, it's 2018. I still think about it. So I think about how could you? Why would you do this?
You can't blame them. They do it because of their pain and torture, and I've actually I almost actually did that once.
Wow.
Because it was just the bullying and the bullshit in my life was getting so much that I almost tried it, but then I remembered I have a bunch of people that care about me, and I didn't.
Yeah.
I know.
Suicide is not the option.
Exactly. I couldn't agree more. I think we all agree, people. If you're feeling suicidal, people out there listening, if you're feeling suicidal or you know someone who's feeling suicidal, to get them to talk to them, convince them it's not the way, because, in a lot of ways, it's a selfish thing to do.
It's not actually selfish. They do it because they want to end the pain. But mainly the pain doesn't end it. It sends it to someone else. And
the pain passes over to someone, to the people who there.
Yeah.
Because people need to realize that if you commit suicide, either by hanging yourself, cutting yourself, or a drug overdose, you don't know what the consequences are going to happen on your parents, your siblings, your friends, your loved ones, because it'll affect a chain reaction. And everything will probably go haywire.
I know.
Mainly, suicidal people think everyone will be really happy when they're gone, but it's not really
true.
Wrong,
so wrong. There was this cool cat back in the City Club days. His name was Izzy. He was around 2021. We always spoke a few times. We hung out at a place called The Zone a couple of times with Muscles, Joey, Jessica, and we were all a couple of times. And I got a phone call one Tuesday night when I got done from my restaurant job at in the Rosa area, and it was a friend of mine named Janet. And she told me that Izzy just hung himself earlier. I'm like, what? And it's like we all were shocked. I'm like, I was calling other people like my buddies Sean and Chris, Joey. And it's just like we were shocked about it because we didn't expect him to do that, because a couple of times he talked a couple of people out of committing suicide, and just from what I understand, we don't know. From what I understand, it was over being betrayed by some girl that he was seeing at the time, or it was probably something else. We may never know. This was in 1997.
Wow. Mainly, I've actually talked a few people out of it. I've actually talked one of my own friends out of it. And he was just feeling down in the dumps because he felt like other people's friends betrayed him because they were yelling at him and stuff like that for blaming me for something I actually didn't do. I actually talked him out of it, and all my friends know that I'm very suicidal and I'm depressed and stuff like that, and I used to cut, and mainly, basically, suicide isn't the answer.
No.
It feels like the right answer to them, but it's not. And I really know what they're going through because I've gone through it before, and just they try to stop themselves, but they can't until the wrong moment, or not the right time.
I know with Nancy, she Shelby told me a few times that she would often hear voices telling her to do do it, you know. And there were a couple of times, you know, I tried to tell her, try to ignore it, try to, you know, block that stuff. But for her, she's unable to. She was unable to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mainly, my demons. Well, basically, what she was talking about is the demons.
Mm-hmm.
And in your head and stuff like that. And I personally know what it's about because my demons still tell me to do it, and I'm just like, never, no. I know I won't be cured soon, but I'm not gonna do it at all.
It's good.
Not the answer.
It's never was, and never will be, folks. Never will be.
Soon, but
Okay.
I'm not gonna do it at all.
Good.
Not the answer.
It's
Mainly,
never was,
it's
never will
sometimes hard to deal with and stuff like that, but I always know that I'll have people to talk with. Yeah.
Yeah, you have me, you have for Dan, and you have everybody else. So we're there for you. Be there for if you know someone is going through a lot of hard times. Be there for them. You know, try to help them along the way, because a lot of people who try to commit suicide feel that nobody cares about them. You know. Yeah.
And people with suicide tendencies would say to them when somebody's trying to help them, "You don't know how I feel. You don't know what's going on inside my brain." It doesn't matter what's going on inside your brain. You need to listen to the people that love you. They're your only gateway or key to unlock all that hatred and release it and fill it in with love, because if you continue on the path of suicide, you won't look back or go backwards, because that's a one-way trip to either your fate or something else.
I think
I've actually done that before.
Wow.
I've actually pushed them away that was trying to help me through it, because I just felt like they were lying and they really weren't. And it's just, we're still friends now, and I actually listen to them more often.
And also, for the people that don't care about the person that has suicide thoughts, don't encourage them to commit suicide.
No, don't even think about doing that. Come on, man. That makes you an enabler. And I guess, from what I hear, enablers who don't help people when they're drowning, or who tell people go ahead kill yourself, they're considered they could be arrested and put on trial, if I'm correct.
They actually can.
So don't be an asshole and let them commit suicide. Help them. No. Help them stop from killing themselves, because if you let them do it and you see it, you're going to get arrested and put into jail for probably the rest of your life.
Yeah, you're gonna, and
I actually knew someone that did that. She was a so-called friend, but she wasn't. Literally, she told me to do that because I wasn't worth anything. And she's like,
"Oh, really? Then she's not a friend."
She was like, "Yeah, I know." And I was like, "But I thought we were friends." She was like, "Yeah, no, I just used you for like stuff." And I'm just like,
really?
And I literally, that's actually the night I almost tried it. I've actually tried to do it about 3 or 4 times because of bullshit. I actually grew up in a slightly abusive household because of my brother. He has he's bipolar. And he can't control his fingers.
So mainly that they can go switch from this mood to that mood for no reason.
Yeah. And when I was younger, he would always beat me up and stuff like that, and it was hard to deal with. So I tried to end my life once when I was little, and it's just, I almost tried it that, and it's just, it was my second attempt, and it was just hard because I actually moved. I've actually moved 3 times by now.
Wow.
So
Wow.
Oh Lord.
I know. I'm reading in the chat right now. There's not much that's in the chat right now, and I know he's. I know BSR says he wants my headset. Oh yeah. Yeah. If I
take it from his whole body.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, I have to fight my brother-in-law. Remember, this is his. We got to remember. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So oh shit.
Depression is really hard to deal with because it's just things busting in your head and just making you feel like you are worthless, but it's not true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And take a look at the victims of depression people, like Robin Williams.
Oh yeah.
Take me for example.
Mm-hmm.
He had depression. Well, I was focusing on celebrities that had depression.
Yeah. Yeah. Not just focus on the celebrities, also focus on the people.
Why I'm bringing up, yeah. Celebrities are people as well. But the reason why I brought up Robin Williams is that he's one of my favorite childhood actors. The voice of Genie and Aladdin, and he was the jungle guy from Jumanji and Good Will Hunting.
I remember I first heard of him when he was on remember that program, that sitcom Mork and Mindy. That's the program that really put him on the map. And that was back around 1979, 78. I mean, I'm sure there's probably clips of that on YouTube from that, or probably full episodes worth definitely checking out. Yeah. Mork from Org, Nano, Shellsbot, all those words. Those words were like the catchphrases during that time, because it was like one of the #1 TV shows back then, next to Happy Days and Laverne and Shirley. So
I'm dying right now.
You're not that angry? That's good. Yeah. All right. It's about excuse me there. It's about 12:27 a.m. I gotta be at work. I'm gonna pretty soon. I'm probably about to end this stream here. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Lilith, anything you want to plug? Your channel? You want to plug your channel, Lilith?
And I don't know. Mainly just people who are suicidal and depressed. Always know that someone needs you. Never think suicide's the answer.
Yes, I think we all agree.
From someone who's actually frustrated.
Okay, well, I think
it's never the answer.
We all agree. Don't do it, kids. Don't try it. Call someone. Suicide prevention. Call a friend. Call somebody out. Call up a radio station. Call a talk show. You never know. That could be a good turning point in your life. And Love, have you subscribed to my channel yet?
Yeah, my dad just called me, of course. I'll be right back.
Your what?
My dad just called me. I'll be right back.
Oh, okay.
Her dad called him.
Called her.
My brain's on the fritz.
Okay.
My brain's on the fritz.
All right. Hi guys. I know because I gotta get up at 7 in the morning. I gotta be there at work in the morning there. I'm surprised. So, but then again, there are places. I was going to say I'm surprised our place is going to be open on to Memorial Day. But then again, there are a couple other places that are open on Memorial Day, but it's shopping malls or I don't know if Walmart is Walmart down here would be open, but still, I remember the restaurant I used to work at back in Michigan was open 24/7. even including Christmas. We would be open on Thanksgiving and Christmas, you know. And Christmas, by the way, was packed to the fucking gills, man. Because it was the only place open. Yeah. You know, so I'm glad. And plus, it was poorly run a couple of years before I left that joint. It was like getting very poorly managed, you know. You know, I don't really I miss it some ways, but I don't. You know, let's put it that way. Okay, anything you want to plug, Dan? Shout outs you want to give out to any friends and family of yours, you know?
We can't hear you, Dan.
Dan? You there, dude?
Dan. Dan.
Dan?
Your mic's... Dan, mic's
I think
again.
I think his call just ended for some reason. So,
yeah, he got disconnected.
Oh, you okay there? All right. So, all right. And shout out to the real Cody for subbing to my channel here. Okay. And I was gonna see if ever should checked out my channel, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Before there he is. He's back again. There he is. Yeah, Dan. What's that? You got disconnected again.
Oh, come on.
Wow, that was loud.
Anyways.
What the heck?
Anyways. What I was trying to say is that I don't have you guys either.
I think your voice, Dan. I think your voice is breaking up a little bit. It's kind of like has that reverb going in there.
Or wisdom, because I'm always here to help you guys answer your questions, or I would give you wisdom that I have learned in my past, and I can make drawings for the people, but nobody even had.
Mainly, like, everyone in this community is here for anyone. Because, yeah. It's just something we do.
All right. So, check out, okay, we'll end this right here. Check out Lilith's channel. It says Lilith. And then,
DanRex.
Dan went out again?
Yep.
Dang. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So I don't know if Dan has a channel. Definitely. He could probably plug it. He does. There he is.
He does, but he doesn't.
Motherfucker.
Pit of Skypes. Pit of Skypes knows no boundaries. It will fuck up everyone's and with yours, mine, Ken's, Joe's, you name it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just want to claw Skype in the face because I was actually on a call with someone and I was having a lot of fun and I was having a bad day that day and it just disconnected me and I just wanted to murder Skype that day.
Maybe that was what happened with Scott, you know, that during that corrupted pre-show. Because his voice was popping in and out, you know. I'm thinking it's probably something else as well, probably.
Probably it's my internet connection.
Probably.
But yeah. Anyways, I'm going to plug in my Twitter.
Okay.
It's at DanRex216, and you can send me your drawing ideas or questions that I could answer with my wisdom, per se.
Okay. Yes, and definitely post your drawing and Dan post these drawings on your page to let people check them out. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
If only people send me ideas, because I'm not gonna do it if people don't send me ideas.
Oh, yeah, people. Yeah, people. Yeah, definitely. For people who are following him, definitely do that. You know, give him some ideas, give him suggestions. Yeah. All right, and
Dragon.
Hmm?
Oh, so Earl, do you have a Discord? That's
Do
what
I
I
have
need to know.
No, I don't have
Discord.
No, I tried to get I tried to get a Discord, because of to get a with the Super Ugly on someone there, but my voice, I couldn't hear either Rocky or Richie or anyone, and I couldn't hear no one. I don't think they could hear me. I don't know what the hell's going on, so I just left it at. But I am on Twitch as well, by the way. Haven't been there in a while, but then again, mostly was for Joe's something like out of nowhere when Jake DeMarco made his debut. And it's when we found out about Tommy's porn YouTube channel obsession.
Okay, get you in the stream now, because
okay, I will
freak me out.
Okay, we'll do that. Follow Lilith on Twitter as well, right?
Yes, I do have a Twitter.
Oh yeah. Okay, and the follow.
Yeah.
Okay, it's
and for I don't even remember my own Twitter.
Oh, okay. But actually, you could check out Lilith's channel. It's simply called Lilith. It's a few stories there. Yeah,
I bet I've seen.
Originally it was Lilith the Wire Witch, but
that's all.
She did shorten it.
Okay. And
yeah,
found these two on Twitter, and also follow me on Twitter as well. It's Earl W. Brown 48, and of course subscribe to Lilith's channel, my channel, and that's it. That's pretty much about it right now. Thank you guys thank you both for coming on this program tonight, guys.
You are welcome.
Okay, there. All right. All right, everybody have a good time. Dr. Earl, have a good one. See you next time.
Bye-bye.